Hello guys, hope everyone is doing good today. What I'm gonna do today, I'm gonna give you an update on the MSI GeForce RTX 4070 Ti Gaming X Trio and what makes this card different from a Ventus video card. Basically, one of the guys online wrote me that they got the Ventus and they were amazed by the stress test on the Gaming X, considering the temperature and the fan spin. So let's go right into it. I mean, you get all the specs from the website already. So what makes Game X Trio and the other one, the top tier, which I think you don't need it because this is just an overpriced. I think the Gaming X Trio is the sweet middle over there. So let's get right into it. So if you're looking at the Gaming X Trio, when I was looking actually to get this card, I always look for a card that has an appropriate cooling system. Alright, so this is the Gaming X Trio, and let's just compare the heatsink on it to the Ventus. Alright, so you see kind of takes a triple slot over here, and this will be the Ventus right here. So Ventus, as you see it, it's actually narrower. This one it's way wider, and not only narrower, it's also lower in height. See that right there? Another big difference is the Gaming X Trio has the Torx Fan 5 and the Ventus has a Torx version 4. So that was the main reason that made me go actually with the Gaming Trio, because if you're looking at the actual specs right here, right, you're looking at 285 watt power consumption, all right, and you're looking at a boost speed on the Gaming X to 2745 or 2760 with the MSI software. So let's check the specs on this one right here. Now on Ventus you're getting a boost of 2640, and on the other one it's 2745. Now I was kind of surprised when I started playing actually, and I was running GPU-Z right here, kind of checking the card. At one point in time I've noticed something pretty cool. So you see the GPU-Z shows a top speed of 2745. Right, now pay attention guys, that's gonna be pretty cool. I'm gonna log in the file right here, right? So I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna start actually a game and let's see what the speed is gonna go to. Let's go with Battlefield, right? Originally I was kind of surprised. Now keep in mind the Gaming X Trio comes with dual BIOS, and right now the card is set to silent mode. Not to the performance, it's set to the silent mode. So let's just keep an eye on the speed here. Let's see what's gonna happen. Now it got to 2745, which is actually the boost speed. So let's wait over here to get to the actual screen. Dismiss. And we're here. Now let's check where we're standing up with the speed. We're gonna run the game in the background and check out the speed, guys. The GPU clock went up to 2835 to 2850. Now I'm running this and I'm gonna log this into a file to check out the speed. Now even at 2835 these fans still didn't kick in. Alright, they still at 0% here. Alright, this is pretty cool. So keep in mind, I didn't change the boost clock. The boost clock came from the factory at 2745 and it stayed there. Right, so I'm gonna open the Afterburner and I'm gonna show you there too that the card, it's actually the power limit, it's set at 100% and the core clock it's set at 0, so there is no boost there either. And right now, so the maximum speed that the card is supposed to run from the manufacturer with the boost is 2745, but because it has a really advanced cooling solution, it actually can go above that. Let's go back to the game. See? So you went way above the factory overclock settings. I hit actually with it 2870 megahertz, right? And check it out, the GPU temperature is at 58 degrees, hotspot at 64, and the fans are spinning at 30% right here, which is actually pretty cool for this card. Now what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna actually close the game. You see the speed, right? I'm gonna close the game, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna actually compare how this boost speed actually affects the data right here. So let's go to the 4070 Ti specs. Okay, so at normal settings, all right, the MSI Gaming X Trio 4070 Ti gives you a boost above the standard speeds, so a pixel rate on standard 2.8. With the boost of 2745 you get a pixel rate of 219. The texture rate, which is 626, with the boost speed of 2745 you get a texture rate of 648. Alright, now we're gonna do a little bit of tweaking. So we went 2850, right, from the 2745. This will be another 105 megahertz up. Let's change that plus 105 megahertz. And let's see how this is gonna affect the other numbers. Okay, let's apply this. Okay, if you notice, the boost changed to 2850 right now, right? This is the speed that the card was running in the game with this set at factory default. So applying this number actually increased the pixel rate even more. So from 208 it was 219, and right now the pixel rate, you got another 10 gigapixels per second, so it's 228 versus 208. This is a whole 20 gigapixel rate increase just on factory settings, and the texture rate went to 684 versus 626, so you got another 10 gigapixels pixel fill rate increase, and you got another 30 gigatexels for the texture fill rate, just because the speed increased 2850. All right, so let's set this to the factory again. You want 2745. All right, so with factory overclock, this card is supposed to run at maximum of 2745. All right, I'm gonna run the game one more time. I've checked this with the Far Cry and other games, so this card goes up based on the temperature. I'm limited by the CPU. I will be upgrading soon. I'm limited by the 7700K CPU, and I was wondering how how more this card is gonna go with, let's say, with the 13 series CPU. So I'm gonna start the game one more time right here, and you're gonna see how the GPU clock goes way above the factory preset. As I was saying, this is one of the biggest selling points for me was the cooler. You don't want a card with the fans running at 100% all the time. It's like you have a chopper there or something. So when I compared the coolers, I knew that this card is gonna have a pretty nice cooler over there. Okay, so let's check out where the speed is at right now. 2850. Can you imagine? That's actually pretty cool. From the factory setting of 2745 to 2850, that's a really pretty cool thing. Now another thing that I've noticed with this card, guys, I have an HX 1050 power supply, which is about 5-6 years old, maybe. I'm not sure about how old is it. I was using that with an RTX 2080, and when I punched in this card in there and I was stressing the card, I've noticed a little bit of buzzing, like coil whine. I did all the research. I even ended up removing the PCU out from the computer case. Just wanted to make sure that trying to determine where the coil whine came from, and it actually came from the PCU, the power supply. The card was silent. There was no buzzing, nothing on it. You're getting confused all the time. If you're not sure about that, my advice to you, if it's possible, take the power supply out of your computer case and listen carefully where the buzz is coming from. A lot of people are saying that the buzz is coming from the card. This is what I thought originally too, but when I looked into it more, it actually was coming from the power supply, and mine it's 1050 watt, which is pretty powerful. I was making no coil whining this power supply on an RTX 2080. It's making a little bit of whining with this card when the card is under stress. So I mean, looking into that. So to summarize, the reason, guys, I got the Gaming X, it's the cool heatsink, which provides more than enough cooling for this card that allows it actually to go way above factory overclock. Okay, so let me shut down the game, so it again, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open that let's stop this too, and I'm gonna open the sensor log right here. Alright, so first column is the clock, memory clock, GPU temperature, hotspot, memory, and the fan speeds right here. So what are we gonna look? We're gonna look at the GPU clock, the speed. We're gonna look at the temperature. So column 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So let's go into it. So we're looking at 2835, right? GPU temperature 60 degrees, hotspot 67, no fan whatsoever. Right, going into it, the fan again while being in the game, 2835 speed, but you want to, I was playing while during the game, you went all the way up to 2870 at one point in time when I was playing actually the game. I'm just showing you the numbers right now. 2835 temperature, or the GPU 57, hotspot 64, and the fans are running at 30% load only. Really quiet card. And this is the same thing right here, right there. See, that's it. So let's summarize it. So as I said, guys, this is a pretty cool card, really quiet goes above overclock from the factory by itself. You don't need to do anything, you don't need to overclock it. I have a feeling that this card can hit easily 3000 if you want to overclock it a little bit more, but without any additional overclocking it hits easily 2870 on my rig with the 7700K CPU. Like I said, I'm wondering with the faster CPU how much more is going to hit. I'm building a system right now and I'm going to test that right away, and I'll keep you posted. Take care, guys. Bye.